How's it going, lads? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a lengthy 2 weeks without any football, but we're well recharged. We're ready to go. I'm sure the players are as well, because I think the international break's a bit of a myth, anyways. No one likes those. You doing well?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Not bad either. So then, let's get into our games this week. Starting off with Liverpool and Everton, the Merseyside derby. What do you think? How do you think this one will plan out?
Well, it's the opening kickoff, and Liverpool are notoriously poor on opening kickoffs. But it's a derby.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a derby against their fiercest rivals. They'll be up for it, just as Everton will be. They're coming off of, good wins against Bournemouth, good wins against Brentford. But I think Liverpool will have too much attack, too much everything for Everton. So I think Liverpool are going to win the game 3-1, and my anytime goal scorer is Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, I think Liverpool is getting dangerously close to that stage where they'll start kicking into gears and not slow down for a long time like they did 3-4 years ago. Once they win, they just win 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row, and you can't really stop them. Mm-hmm. And players are looking like they're getting back into form again. So for me, it's also going to be a Liverpool win, but I think it's going to be a clean sheet. 2-0 for Liverpool, and my anytime goal scorer is Cody Gakpo.
Okay, interesting. Let's move on to the next game of the weekend, and that is Bournemouth winless so far at home to Wolves. Ugh. Bit of a relegation scrap this one, Em. What do you think how it'll go?
I think Wolves aren't winless.
No,
Bournemouth. Yeah. I think this should be an easy win for Wolves, because Bournemouth lost their last 3 games, and Wolves has actually been unbeaten for 3 games. Kind of like a bit under the radar, unnoticed. So for me, it's going to be a very comfortable Wolves win, unless Bournemouth can cook something up, which this is not the worst opportunity, because they are playing at home, they are playing at the Vitality, the smallest stadium in the Premier League, but the atmosphere does get absolutely insane in that stadium. Yeah, I would. You know what? I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and my anytime goal scorer is going to be Dominic Solanke.
Okay, so I kind of feel very similar to you, Em, in the way this is going to go. Although I do think Wolves, because they have a bit more motivation, and not motivation, but just what's the word? Like they've picked up good results, and Bournemouth haven't. So I think they have a bit more momentum. That's what I was looking for. So overall, I think it'll be a 1-0 win to Wolves away from home, and Hwang Hee-chan to be the anytime goal scorer.
Interesting predictions there, but the technical difficulties kind of outshined everything else. It's alright though. We're on to an even less interesting game. It is Brentford and Burnley.
Yeah, I mean, very boring, because Brentford aren't as good as we all thought they were going to be this season. Ivan Toney, again, they're really missing him, but this has got to be a game that they get 3 points, because overall their season has not been the greatest, and Burnley are just looking more and more likely that they're going to go down, just like the other 2 promoted teams. So I think it'll be a 2-0 Brentford win, and Brian Mbeumo to score at the anytime goal.
It's a really hard one, because I think Brentford and Burnley, they have the exact same Premier League run in the last 3 games, or 4 games, I'm pretty sure. It's not looking good for either team, but it's a bit more justified for Burnley to not be doing well since they're newly promoted. Yeah, I tipped Brentford really highly at the beginning of the season. They went unbeaten for the longest time. Now it's kind of all come crashing down. They're down in 15th in the Prem table. So I think it'd be a sensible thing to predict a draw, but I won't do that. I'm actually going to go for a 3-0 win for Brentford, and my anytime goal scorer is... Did you say Mbeumo?
I did.
God damn it. I'll say Visa then.
All right, let's move on to our featured game of the week. It is Manchester City at home to Brighton.
Why is that shirt behind me?
Because they're the home team. Manchester City at home to Brighton. This is a game full of so many different tactical decisions that could be made. City are happy that Rodri's back, and John Stones might be playing again because he played over the international break for England. And Brighton, you never know what to expect from them. Sometimes they could be the best team in the league. Sometimes they could lose to the worst team in the league. So I think it'll be a really enticing game. Before I give my prediction, Em, what do you think will happen?
I think it's going to be a really even game, because neither team's on the best of form at the moment. They haven't won their last 2 matches. Well, was it? I'm pretty sure Brighton was a cup match they didn't win, right? Or am I tripping here?
They lost to Chelsea in the cup.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, neither of them are on the best of forms at the moment. City lost 2 in a row in the Prem, which is sort of unprecedented.
And 3
doesn't really
domestically.
happen, right?
Yeah.
So for this one, I think City will bounce back, but not fully. Like, they'll be a lot better than they were in the last 2 games. Not back to their, grinding results in, week out like they used to do it. So it's a quite easy draw prediction for me, and it's gonna be a cracker. It's gonna be 3-3 between Man City and Brighton and Hove. Is that what you're gonna go for?
You've read my iPad.
No, I did, but is that what you were gonna go for?
I said 3-3 as well.
Oh, that's tough, man.
I said
got it
3-3.
first, so
Who's your
anyways,
anytime goal scorer?
My anytime goal scorer is
Nah, he's gonna copy me. He's gonna copy me.
João Pedro.
Okay, I went Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't copy you. I literally
looked
whipped
at
that
my
up as
iPad,
I was
bro.
speaking about that game.
Bro.
Moving on then, boys, to where are we going? St James's Park, right? Newcastle and Crystal Palace. This one should be a bit routine for Crystal Palace. This one should be a bit routine then for Newcastle United. They've been playing really well, really organised. They smacked PSG in the Champions League. There is no other reason to think that they will not get a really comfortable victory here. Should we underestimate Crystal Palace like I just did?
No, because Eze's injured. Elise's still injured. So where are the goals going to come from?
No,
Nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere.
So yeah, this is going to be...
Anderson can score though.
No, he's not going to score. This is going to be a comfortable 3-0 win for Newcastle. And what? Were you going to say 3-0? 3-0 win for Newcastle, and Bruno Guimaraes to be my anytime goal scorer.
Alright, fine then. I'll go for a 4-0 win for Newcastle, and my anytime goal scorer is going to be Callum Wilson.
Okay. Let's move on to probably the most boring fixture of the weekend. It's Nottingham Forest at home to Luton Town. Oh, doesn't that excite you, Em?
A little bit, because it's Nottingham Forest, and we always watch Nottingham Forest.
It doesn't excite
We
you.
always watch Nottingham Forest because they somehow always play on a Monday or a Friday.
Yep, but
It's like they're the sole game.
this time they're 9:00 on Saturday.
Not happening.
So we're not watching that.
Not happening.
This could be the most boring game of the entire season. So not much to say about it. I've gone for an easy 1-0 home win for Forest and Callum Hudson-Odoi to be the anytime goal scorer. Em?
I have gone for a 2-0 Luton Town win away from home, and my anytime goal scorer is Carlton
You
Morris.
can't say him every week.
It's worked every week.
You can't say him every week.
It's worked every week.
No, bro. Can't say him every week.
Alright, moving on from that shit show, we have Chelsea and Arsenal. Why don't we... I still think the City and Brighton game's better anyways. But Chelsea and Arsenal, not the worst. Chelsea kind of bounced back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, and Arsenal, well, they've been really good this year.
Yeah, Chelsea have bounced back a bit, winning in the Cup, winning a couple Prem games on the bounce against, albeit lesser opposition like Fulham and Burnley. Yeah, this is a test if Pochettino has turned that ship around a little bit. And Arsenal, like you said, yeah, they've been good. They had a really good performance against Bournemouth last time out, and against Manchester City to get that win was crucial, first time in the last 12 tries. But all that being said, I've actually gone with a home win. I've gone with Chelsea to win 2-0 and Raheem Sterling to be my anytime goal scorer. What do you think about that?
I think that claim is a bit ridiculous, but I can understand why. For me, the world has just ended after I saw Mikhailo Mudryk score. So maybe that's the turning point for Chelsea. Maybe Mudryk firing is all they ever needed. And I think Sterling anytime goal scorer is really brave, judging by the fact that he really never plays 2 games in a row well. He gets one good game where he scores a brace and a hat-trick, and then he goes to crap. That's how he's been this season. And that's exactly how I feel. So, yeah, Sterling's got nothing on me. I'm not picking Sterling.
What are you talking about?
My prediction is going to be a 2-2 draw between Chelsea and Arsenal. My anytime goal scorer is, wait for it, Kai Havertz.
funny. Is he going to get a charity penalty again?
Yeah. They actually felt bad for Bro.
All right. Let's move on then to Sheffield United at home to Manchester United. And
look,
take it away.
Look, if we don't win this game, after that whole mess of the ownership last week with Qataris pulling out because the Glazers are really stubborn, they're going to be in charge for a while. Everyone's saying it's the end. I don't necessarily think so. You know, sales come and go. We might get sold in the future. The very what's the word? Very soon. What's the word? Very near future. That's the word that I was looking for. We might be sold in the very near future. So it's not the end of the world. But for now, yeah, the fans are right. It's doom and gloom. But it is also Sheffield United. And with every single statistics possible between the teams in the top 5 leagues, in most cases, they're bottom. So I don't see how we don't beat them. The most I can do is predict a 3-0 away win with a Rasmus Højlund anytime goal scorer. You might not see me back again next week if we don't win that game.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I hear you with all the ownership and everything that's going on in the news with Sheikh Jassim pulling out. And potentially the club going a little bit to Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well, which is only going to make things worse. And honestly, to make things even more worse than that, much as I hate Sheffield United think they're a disgrace to the league.
No, you're not.
I've gone with a 1-0 win to Sheffield United. They're going to get their first and only win of the year. I think you guys were
purely based on what happened 2 years ago when they beat us when they bottom.
This is also because you guys barely lucked out against Brentford. You have to get saved by Scott McTominay. Yes, Scott McTominay saved United.
I love it. I kissed that Scottish head.
And I originally had this as a 1-0 United win, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized how crazy it would be. I was like, why not give the win to Sheffield United? Cameron Archer to be the anytime goal scorer with like a 92nd minute penalty to win the game, send Eric Ten Hag packing, and it's all over for Man United, isn't it?
That's the easiest point I've ever gained.
Easiest point I've ever gained.
Moving on then, boys. I really like this game. It looks... Moving on then, boys. I really like this game. It's Aston Villa at home to West Ham. They're two teams that are really outperforming a lot of predictions this year. With Villa, I believe they're 5th, and with West Ham, I believe they're 7th. Both teams are doing well. Ward-Prowse is firing for West Ham. Bowen is firing for West Ham. For Villa, it's Diaby, especially Ollie Watkins, really performing well. So I'm really interested in seeing where this one goes. But I'm going to have to do the cowardly thing, and that is predict the draw between Aston Villa and West Ham. 2-2 for me, and anytime goal scorer is Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I agree that West Ham, no one really thought they'd be in 7th place eight games in. I think Villa, most people thought they were on for a pretty good year, considering how good they did last season once Emery took over. And I'm not that surprised to see them where they are. But yeah, it's a really exciting game between two claret and blue clubs. And you know, he must have been looking at my iPad earlier, because I've also gone with a 2-2 draw. But I've gone with Douglas Luiz as the anytime goal scorer. I think he'll score a penalty.
Is that differential?
So then, let's move on to the final game of the week. We have Spurs at home to Fulham on the Monday. Yes, we're missing Basuma due to suspension, but let's be serious. It's Fulham. We're in such good form. We have such good camaraderie about the group. Everyone's playing to the best of their abilities. Everyone's loving life under Big Ange. This can only go one way. 3-0 Spurs win. James Maddison's going to score his first home goal for Spurs, and we're just going to be climbing up the table.
You can't climb up the table anymore.
Our point tally is going to be rising.
I'm leaving that in. Anyway, it's top of the league against 12th place. It's Spurs against Fulham. Carlos Vinicius visits his old ground.
Mate, if Carlos Vinicius does anything, then I'll say we're not going to finish top 4. Like,
sorry. Against Marine. Have some shame. Anyways, yeah, it's an easy one for me, but you'll never know when Spurs will do a Spursy. You don't think it's going to happen again this year? Is that you just go on an incredible run of form and you lose to some mid-table
yeah,
team?
but if you think about it, last year, in our first 10 games, you won 7 of them, right? But that was under Conte playing
Harambo?
Terrible ball, depressing football, just, no one really looked like they were enjoying it, and then it inevitably went wrong. This time, I know it's cliche to say it feels different and everything, but it does. We lost Kane, but overall it made the team better. It made the leadership better. We haven't had a manager like Postecoglou since Pochettino, since he came over from Southampton. So, yeah, the whole feel around the club is just a lot better than it was this time last year. So, yeah, I don't think we'll be Spursy like we typically are anymore.
Spursy. How do you think this game's going to go?
I already said.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. 3-0.
Oh, well, then I have gone for a slightly more conservative view. 2-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur. And my anytime goal scorer is going to be... Drum roll there. Heung-min Son.
Oh, it's so boring. At least
He's in form. He's in form.
Okay.
He's in form. Remind us of who you went for again.
Madison, who hasn't scored a home goal for us.
No, he's going to score. Madison's going to score.
Well, yeah.
But so is Heung-min Son.
Probably. I'm captain.
All right, boys, let's move on to better times. For me, unlike the Premier League at the moment, Fantasy Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
How's your team looking?
Doesn't matter. Game week 38, I'll be there winning the league, so it doesn't matter.
How is your team looking?
The team's looking great. I could care less how poor I perform right now. He'll bottle it like he always does, and I'll win the league.
It's funny because a Spurs fan saying that is kind of rich. But
are you? Right. Where are you? I can't hear you all the way at the bottom of the table. Could you grab the cookie for me, mate?
What cook? Oh, I'm going to fall into that. No, I'm not answering that question.
It's at the top of the table, like Spurs.
Not answering that question.
Sorry.
Screw you, question master. All right, this week then, your boy Mdang has hit his wild card. The team should be on the screen right now. I think for the next 9 game weeks between Matt Turner and Areola in goal, there is always a good option every single week. It's very interchangeable. When they play each other, obviously I can have Areola in that stretch. A new defense consisting of Dan Burn, Gabriel, which is a steal at 4.7 million, and Matty Cash, who I believe you also have.
Yeah, he copied me.
And then it's an entirely new midfield. I did not keep a single one of the other frauds I had in the other team. Jared Bowen, Anthony Gordon, James Ward-Prowse, Mohamed Salah, and Chukwuemeka, because he's the cheapest guy on FPL.
Bro, that's the middest midfield ever.
No, that's a great midfield.
Oh my!
It's a great midfield. All right, let's hear about my forwards then.
Yep.
Number 1 for projected points in the next 5 matches, Erling Haaland.
Yep.
Everyone
has him.
Number 2.
Yep.
For projected points in the next 5 matches, Ollie Watkins.
Yep.
And number 5
for
the most projected points in the next 5 matches, Rasmus Højlund.
Who's yet to score in the Prem?
I think you are in trouble.
He's yet to score in the Prem.
He will at one point.
Will he though?
You said that about Bayern and you lost the case. So I don't want
Doesn't matter. Will he though? Will he go the whole season without scoring? I think he might.
Your case if he does.
I haven't made a transfer yet. I'm thinking I might just roll it because I can't really see who I want to get rid of. I would easily get rid of Brian Mbeumo if he's playing a good team because he's been so poor for me lately. But he's got Burnley at home. This is his last chance. If he doesn't return, he's gone. So yeah, at the moment, I'm thinking of rolling my transfer to have 2 free ones for game week 10 in a week's time.
Yeah, you do roll a lot. I don't think I've ever rolled a transfer in my life.
I think
once or twice maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that section then wraps up our video.
Yep.
You're gonna lose another week in fantasy.
Funny.
And Man United wins yet again. And we won last week.
Barely.
Comedy.
Anyways, enough of the nonsense. This has been your 101 with M and Ollie Game Week 9 Premier League prediction show. Are you confident about what you've picked for this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah? You sure?
100%.
Positive?
Positive, because
Okay.
like 2 of our picks are the exact same.
That's 2 out of 10.
Yeah. So at least we're on the same page here.
Don't know what he's talking about, but
win. You picked a
anyways,
Sheffield win, bro.
thank you for watching. Please be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys for our Game Week 9 recap show out on Tuesday.
All right.